Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to another Pokemon Unite video featuring Zeraora here in the Master Rank. It's about time we go over Zeraora. Since my last video, I talked about him. I shared my thoughts and my opinions and stuff. I want to know where you guys feel Zeraora stands right now in the metagame. For those of you that are interested in tier lists or look at tier lists, where do you guys feel this Pokemon is right now? For me, he's still at the very top. Regardless if he got nerfed last patch, he's still at the very top for me. And a lot of other people right now. I've been having a lot of success playing Zeraora. Oh, and always goes off, man. I swear. Sorry about that, guys. But anyway, I've been having a lot of success with this Pokemon. There's other junglers that I've been playing right now. Just pretty much Zeraora, Gengar, and Talonflame. That's pretty much it when it comes to jungles. Now, they have a ridiculous win rate. They have a very high carry potential. All three of them Pokemon do. But people like to say, Gengar failed, or, peters out. It's not very great. People say Talonflame's not very great. You know what I mean? There's so many different opinions going around where just because one person says, hey, this Pokemon sucks, doesn't necessarily mean they suck. You know what I mean? Whereas, generally speaking, Lucario OP, right? Trust me, Lucario then is OP. Not just because I said so, just because in everyone's tier list, even when you play Lucario, when you play Zeraora, you play Talonflame, you have a really good game 9 out of 10 if you're pretty good with that Pokemon, right? Zeraora is no different. If you guys are looking to climb Master Rank before the season runs out, pick up one of these Pokemon, get a couple games in, hit that jungle, not lane, hit the jungle. Unless you're playing Lucario, then you can go lane. But Zeraora, Gengar, Talonflame, go jungle. It takes a couple games to get used to him, but this Pokemon does insane damage still. But you also have to understand how his kit works. You got Volt Switch, right? What I generally take for his mobility. You can use the other one if you want to, the little jumpy ability, but I feel like it's not as good. It's good if you take Wild Charge, but I feel like if you take Wild Charge, you're missing out on so much damage, so much mobility. Now, here's the thing. Volt Switch, what it does is essentially you jump to a target, then if you hit the button again, you can go back to that location. So it's pretty good for a lot of situations where you can jump in, toss an ult, jump back. Or you can jump in, score on a goal, hit the button and get back. There's a lot of situations where this ability is really, really good. You can even bait out ultimates, you can bait out other Pokemon's abilities. When you hop into a team fight, you get right back out of it. It's really strong. Now, the other ability, you essentially have like a couple leaps. Like you jump and you jump and you jump, right? This is why he has so much mobility and sometimes you can't catch him. Now, his other ability, you either have Wild Charge, where essentially you jump, you hit a target, and you jump across the screen a couple times, and you can't take damage, you can't be targeted. But, it doesn't do as much damage as you think. It really doesn't. It doesn't do as much damage, in my opinion, as Discharge. And for some reason, I could not go through that wall. I don't know why. I just decided, no. But, I'm gonna show you. We can go through that wall. So I don't know what that was about. But anyways, I pretty much always run with Discharge, right? And the reason being is because not a lot of people realize this, but Discharge does insane damage. It's all physical, but the kicker is the last tick of damage does double damage once Discharge is maxed out. Keep that in mind. Now, sometimes when you take Volt Switch, you do the same thing that I do, like every other player does. It happens occasionally. You hit the button once, thinking you didn't hit the button, and then when you actually hit the button, you actually jump back. So essentially, you hit the button once and you jump back. You gotta be careful. So don't hit it in quick succession. When you're going for a gank, you're trying to get out of a situation, because sometimes it could... Don't panic, you know what I mean, when you hit the button. Otherwise, you're gonna mess yourself up. Now, in any case, Discharge also gives Zeraora a shield. It also sucks in the enemies like a vacuum cleaner. There's a lot of things that Discharge does that a lot of people don't realize. And then you have your passive ability, where I guarantee a lot of you didn't even know about, because it doesn't necessarily explain it to you. You have to read it for yourself. You have to open up the Pokemon's ability and look at his passive to see what it does. And what his passive ability does is, when this Pokemon takes damage, 8% of the damage that he receives is returned to you. So in other words, it boosts your attack damage up to a maximum of 200 extra attack. It's pretty insane. So in other words, if multiple Pokemon are attacking you, 8% of that damage gets returned to you as added attack damage, up to 200. Not 200%, but up to 200 flat damage. Now, that may not seem like a lot, but trust me, when you come out of that gate, level 5, going for that first gank at bees, you get that first kill, it feels really, really good. And a lot of players that also realize when you're playing Zeraora or you're playing junglers in general, you have to be mindful of your timers. You got to be mindful of where the enemy team is at all times. Here, I'm in a situation where I'm chasing this Ninetales down. Why? Why did I do that? And then what I tell you a minute ago, don't panic. So I'm trying to get out of the situation and I accidentally volt charge twice, instantly. You know what I mean? I possibly was going to kill Cinderace. I don't know, because I jumped right back into the situation. Now, on the other hand, my team didn't get any value from that besides just walking around getting farmed. That's fine. I got the information of where the enemy squad was. At the same time, I'm also the highest level of the game right now. Just because I've been going around being greedy, get as much farm as I can, because that's what you want to do. I'm out leveling Cinderace, I'm out leveling Eldergross. You know what I mean? So I have so much dominance right now, I can just assert it wherever I want. Just because how much damage I already do as Zeraora, you can pretty much kill one-shot anyone in the game right now, just with this Pokemon alone. Now there are Pokemon that does give this Pokemon trouble, like Greninja with a red buff. You jump on him, he double teams, and now you have to either run away, or when you jumped on him, you had to pop your Unite move to kill him. Otherwise, he's going to kite you to death. There's a lot of things you have to be wary by playing Zeraora, because he's generally a squishy Pokemon, unless he's on top of you, because he gets shields from discharge, he gets shields from his Unite move. And what I mean by shields from Unite move is, generally speaking, I run Buddy Barrier. So it's going to give me a big old shield. And it's hard to take me down in a team fight when that situation happens. Look how big that shield is. They gotta burn through that, and they gotta survive my damage. Let alone, I get another shield from discharge. There's a lot of stuff going on with this Pokemon's kit. He's not literally just walk up, Unite move, walk away. You know, he has passive abilities, other abilities do a ton of damage. There's a lot going on. Now when it comes to other Pokemon like Talonflame and stuff, he's more simple-minded. I'm not saying the Pokemon is easy to play, because he's not. Because every single aggressive Pokemon in this game, League of Legends, you know, whatever, Hondo, Smite, whatever MOBA game you're playing, if you're playing an aggressive Pokemon, you have to learn a lot of things. You have to know how much damage you deal at every single level of the game. You gotta know how much output you can put on certain Pokemon or certain champions, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things you gotta factor in. How much damage you can take. You can't just jump in there and expect to kill everybody and be like, oh, I'm so good. It doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. Especially in Pokemon Unite, where this game is a lot more team-oriented. You can't 1v5 as Master Yi and just carry the game like you can in League of Legends, you know what I mean? Or Yasuo. You can't do that in Pokemon Unite. Why? Because Zapdos is the thing. I mean, you guys have played multiple games now. You sit here, you do super good, Zapdos spawns, and guess what? You lose Zapdos somehow because another teammate's not paying attention, or you get there too late, and then you lose the game. But by sitting here playing Zeraora, Talonflame, Gengar, whatever jungler you guys are playing, whatever Pokemon you're playing, every time you lose a game, you learn something, right? Every time you win a game, you learn something. But when you lose, you learn more. That way, once you actually lose a game, you can sit here and recall it and see what you did wrong, how can I learn from it, what can I do better. That's the mindset you need to have, not, wow, this Pokemon sucks, or this player sucks. No, because you play a role in that too. Remember that, guys. So don't get angry when you lose a game. Just sit down, play your favorite Pokemon, get a couple hours in, and just keep smashing that Pokemon. You guys will continually climb up in ranks, no problem. But some Pokemon outshine a lot of other Pokemon. We all know this, like Lucario, you know, S tier, and everyone's tier list. Zeraora, same thing. I'm not saying play an OP Pokemon, but I'm saying in general, play the Pokemon you enjoy most, just get better with it.
Time's up.
But in any case, hopefully you guys do enjoy Zeraora. If you haven't played him yet, pick up this Pokemon, get the Master Rank before the season's over, because we don't know what's going to happen next season. They might just reset ranks, you might start all over. We don't know. Hopefully a new map, new Pokemon. But anyway, this has been Pawse Plays. Hopefully you guys do enjoy. Make sure you smash that like button, join that Discord, come say hi, man. The community is growing, getting quite a lot of people in there. Like talking to most of you guys. See you guys in the next one. We're gonna take a peek at the items and skill sets and what I generally run on Zeraora. Catch you guys in a minute. Alright guys, go ahead and do a breakdown right quick. So generally speaking, when it comes to Zeraora, you gotta learn his kit, you gotta see where his damage comes from and everything else. This is his passive ability called Volt Absorb. So in other words, when this Pokemon receives damage, it converts a portion of that damage into additional attack. It's 8% of the damage that you receive, it turns into 200 flat attack. Now this comes from all sources, whoever's hitting you, whatever damage is attacking you, what have you. It turns it into flat 200 damage for you, 8% of that. And then you have passive ability, not passive ability, you have your two active abilities. You got Volt Switch and Spark. Spark gives you those gap closers, it gives you a lot of mobility. It also restores your HP when you get a basic attack on a Pokemon after you activate this ability. It sounds pretty good, right? You get a couple charges of this move, but it's not very good if you couple that ability with Discharge, in my opinion. It's pretty strong when you do Wild Charge, because Wild Charge will attack you additionally if you hit a target with the ability, with Spark and or Volt Switch. Now generally speaking, I like to run Discharge just because Discharge does a lot more damage and it paralyzes Pokemon and sucks them in, and it also gives you shields. This is why Zeraora survives so long when it comes to team fights. But then at the same time, if you don't take Volt Switch, if you don't take Volt Switch, you'll lose out on that, just because the fact that you lose out on your gap closers and your mobility, because Volt Switch you can fake different abilities. In other words, you can jump into a team fight, hit Volt Switch again, and reset. Essentially, you can bait out other Pokemon's Unite moves or abilities or what have you before you decide to actually commit yourself. And then you have your ultimate, which is essentially, it's you one-shot anyone in the game currently, depending on whether or not how fed you are or how far ahead you are in the game. This move cannot miss, but what happens is it singles out one Pokemon, and then if they're inside of that team fight, it'll AoE and hit everyone else around you. Generally speaking, for item builds, I always take Scope Lens just for the added crit. We take Muscle Band always. These two are staple for me. And then you can opt with Razor Claw, or the only other option for me, in my opinion, right now is Buddy Barrier. Just because Buddy Barrier gives you that extra HP and that tankiness to survive when you go out to gank for the first time on bees, and or Dreadnought or Rotom. Now Buddy Barrier also gives you a giant shield when you activate your Ignite move, so it allows you to survive longer in team fights. On top of Discharge, also gives you shields. So this is why this Pokemon is so tanky, just because Buddy Barrier by itself. And on top of that, Discharge does double damage when it ticks its final tick, which a lot of people probably don't realize that and how this Pokemon actually does damage. But in any case, you could, if you want to, you could swap out Razor Claw and Buddy Barrier for Focus Band, but I don't recommend it. This item doesn't necessarily keep you in the late game. It's really good in the early game. It's nice to bait this item out when you go for that first gank. If the enemy Pokemon have this ability or have this item, you can back off and just clear bees and walk away. Because if you get yourself baited onto their healing pad and the jungler comes up and ganks you, essentially all of you guys are going to die, and then you lose out on bees and you lose out on time and experience. But at the end of the day, it all depends on what you choose. But hopefully you guys do learn something from this one. This has been Pawse Plays. Hopefully you guys catch me around the next video. See you guys in the next time. Smash the like button, join the Discord. See you guys later.